Thoughts about Joan, a woman dedicated to family, dogs, and work, but who also had many friends. I suppose that it was predetermined that Joan and I would be friends. Our paternal grandmothers, Babe Hess and Sylvia Goodfriend, were close friends, and so were our fathers, Haywee Hess and Stan Goodfriend. Joan and I were born in the same month, in the same year, in the same place, Michael Reese Hospital. As babies, we were undoubtedly taken together to the park in carriages by our nurses. I know Joan was at one of my preschool birthday parties because I have a picture of her. I do not think we ever went to the same schools or lived in the same places after early childhood on the South Side, but we were lifelong friends. Over the years, we saw each other in the summers and got to know each other's friends. Joan always loved real jewelry, even as a teen. Once, when she was about 13, she visited Pat Livingston, who kept admiring her beautiful pearls. Finally, Joan said they were only paste and water. Not many of us would have known about such things at that age, but both of them did. As far as I know, Joan always wore authentic pieces throughout her life, and she treasured them. Joan had great style and taste. The Ross homes were always filled with lovely antiques. She loved fresh flowers, and Mari Gimbel reminded me that at Christmas, she showed off her flair for design with masses of poinsettias. Most of all, I remember her beautiful and well-tailored clothes. She was a fashion plate. I shared many happy events with the Rosses. We became part of a social group which shared holidays such as New Year's Eve together. We also shared religious holidays, sometimes in unusual ways, such as eating together after Yom Kippur services. One Passover, we had an enjoyable but unique Passover Seder at Max's Delicatessen. We also joined each other for life events, such as Rory and Scott's beautiful wedding at the gazebo in Glencoe, and the reception at the Glencoe Women's Library Club. Joan and I also celebrated each other's birthdays at festive and delicious lunches. The Rosses enjoyed different kinds of entertainment. For many years, the Gimbels and the Rosses had a picnic every Sunday night at Ravinia. I think there's a picture of one up there. And their friends knew that they were welcome to join them without letting them know in advance. They liked to go to the Shakespeare Theater with the Stewarts. I enjoyed going with them to eat at Cumin and then being entertained at Davenport's in Bucktown by talented artists including Becky Menzie and Andrea Marcovici. Joan liked playing bridge, and she loved to shuffle the cards. Sue Stewart says Joan liked to shuffle the cards so much that she grabbed the cards and shuffled them even when it was not her turn. Joan was peppy, lively, and friendly. When you called her up, she was always cheerful. She loved to entertain, and she gave wonderful parties. She always set a beautiful table with fine china. I never knew how Joan met Richard until he told me this week. Joan was involved with a group of artists in a building across the street from John Barleycorn. Richard worked for the city and went to speak to them about tearing down the building. Richard was immediately attracted to the cute girl in the yellow dress. She was attracted too because she gave him her number. For some reason, he took 3 weeks to call her. And when he did, she said, quote, "What took you so long?" The rest is history. They were married May 5th, 1968. He was a wonderful caregiver, and Joan told Mara she did not know what she would ever do without him. When Rory was born, She was a real joy, and I remember her as an adorable and a very outgoing little girl. With her parents' guidance, she has now grown into a capable, hardworking woman. Joan showed great determination and grit the last 4 years when she suffered so many health issues. I visited her several times the last few weeks, and she always greeted me with a smile until the very last few days called me by name. I, like all of her friends, will miss her.